Chapter 8, guys, girls, everyone. There are two kinds of weight. The weight we have to carry and the weight we've simply become accustomed to carrying. Most of us never question the difference. We wake up, carry yesterday, worry about tomorrow, replay old conversations, hold on to old disappointments, protect old identities, defend old versions of yourselves, of ourselves. And after long enough years of doing it, it begins to feel normal. Have you ever carried a heavy backpack for hours only to take it off and suddenly realise just how heavy it had become? That's awareness. Not the weight disappearing, the recognition that it was there all along. Sometimes the greatest gift awareness gives us isn't answers. It's perspective. People often ask, how do I let go? It's such a human question. But I wonder if we're asking the wrong one. Perhaps the better question is, what am I still trying to protect? Because we rarely hold on without a reason. We hold on to anger because it once protected us from being hurt again. We hold on to guilt because it convinces us we'll never repeat the mistake. We hold on to resentment because somehow it feels like justice. We hold on to identities because they are familiar. But even when they no longer fit, imagine holding a rope. At first, you're holding it. Eventually, it begins to feel as though it's holding you. The rope hasn't changed. Your relationship with it has. How many things in life are like that? Opinions, regrets, dreams that have already ended, old stories, old labels, old expectations. Sometimes the prison door isn't locked, we've simply forgotten we're allowed to open it. One of the quietest observations I've ever had was this. Acceptance is not agreement. It doesn't mean what happened was fair. It doesn't mean what happened was right. It doesn't mean you approve of it. It simply means you stop demanding that yesterday became different. And in that moment, something remarkable happens. Your energy returns to you today. I've noticed that suffering often has two parts. The event itself and then our argument with the event. Life says, this happened. The mind replies, but it shouldn't have. The event lasts a moment. The argument can last decades. What if peace isn't found by changing the past, but by ending the argument? Just sit with that. There is a misconception that letting go means forgetting. I don't think it does. Some things should never be forgotten. They shaped us. They taught us. They humbled us. They broke us open. The goal isn't amnesia. The goal is remembering without reopening the wound every single time. Perhaps that's what healing really is. Not the absence of scars, the absence of needing to bleed, to remember. I've also realised that we often cling not only to pain, but to possibility. The relationship that never happened, the career we didn't choose. The conversation we wish we'd had, the life we imagined. We replay different versions of the past, hoping one of them will somehow become real. Meanwhile, the only life we can actually live waits patiently for us to arrive. There comes a moment when you quietly understand that holding on is costing more than letting go. Not because the thing wasn't beautiful, not because it wasn't meaningful, simply because its season had ended. And there is profound wisdom in recognising that every season is not meant to last forever. Trees don't argue when autumn arrives. They don't cling to every leaf. They release not because they are weak, because they trust that life knows how to begin again. Perhaps there is something in that for us. Maybe letting go isn't an action. Maybe it's what naturally happens when understanding becomes deeper than fear. So today, I'd like to leave you with one gentle question. What are you still carrying that no longer belongs to the person you're becoming? Don't answer that too quickly. Just notice what quietly comes to mind. Because sometimes your heart already knows. It has a simple, been waiting for your permission moment. And perhaps that permission is the beginning of freedom. Next time, we'll arrive at one of the quietest discoveries in the entire journey, because eventually you stop trying to control every thought, every outcome, every possibility. You simply begin to observe. And in observation, there is a freedom. that obsession could never offer.